Hey everyone, just so you know, the following video is a clip from a show I actually do on AFTV. The full link for the video is in the description below. Thank you for your continued support, really appreciate it. So now we're going to get into what I think the 23-24 squad, I'm expecting it to look like. So slightly different to what we did with Graham, where it was more of a what would you like to see. Now it's a bit more of an expected thing. Again, apologies, let me just get Hine and Turner in there. Because I think Arsenal will make few signings, but they will be big ones, is my prediction. Now, Cedric, I think is gone. Rob Holding, I'm very sorry, I think he's gone. Kieran Tierney, unfortunately, I do expect him to leave. I would give him one more year, but I think he'll go. El Neni, I think, stays, but I'm going to take him out because he's got this knee injury. I think he's doing his coaching badges, and I think the contract was more of a thank you for your service while you go through the surgery. We'll keep you in the club kind of thing. Lokonga, I think we're going to move. Granit Xhaka, we know is going. I've got a controversial one. Marquinhos, I think, will go on loan. I think Eddie Nketiah's gone as well.
Wow.
I think there's a chance that Asuta comes in for Eddie Nketiah. I really do.
You got inside information?
No. I wish. I just think Eddie will look back at this season and go, cool, I've got a good contract, I'm wearing the 14 shirt at Arsenal. But the minute it started to go a little bit flat, Trossard was immediately put into the false nine. And we didn't see him again, apart from a couple of sub-appearances. Eddie never led the line again, having actually done pretty well in Jesus' absence.
He got an injury, though, didn't he? So he lost his place through injury. Yeah. And then Trossard was doing so well.
Yeah, he was still around for the last 6-7 weeks of the season or so, and we barely saw him. So I think there's a chance he goes. So that leaves a pretty bare squad there.
Yeah.
What I'm adding is a centre-back, and if it's Mark Gehi, it's Mark Gehi. I mean, I've also got here centre-back. You know, whoever, but cool. If it's Gehi, fine. I'm at a point where I just trust Arteta's judgment, and if Gehi's, that is the player that has been reportedly, you know, targeted, fine. I then think we're going to get a number 6 that can play right back, and my player for that is Caicedo. So I'm just going to put him here, and in a little bit I'll show you why and how I think it will develop. I think the Rice rumours are so strong. I do believe we're going to bring him in. So let's add Declan Rice, but I think he's going to play as more of an 8. Could play as a 6, but I think he'll be more of an 8. And then I think we will get one more almost right winger depth for Saka. Again, whether that's Diaby or whoever, I've just gone right winger. Now, the way I think this therefore reshapes is, I think Trossard and Jesus will basically for another year. I know, I agree that I think Arsenal need a target man forward. I don't think we're going to do that in this window. I think they will rotate with that front line. I think Nelson has really impressed on the left-hand side when he's come on running at defenders. I think him and Martinelli are a little bit more like for like. I think we'll get a Saka like for like. So what you'll have is almost a front 6 of options that are all pretty similar to each other. I don't think he's actually really going to go for a plan B. I think his plan B will just be just other players. Martinelli's not playing well, Nelson comes on. Saka's got an injury or needs a rest. Diaby or said right winger arrives. Trossard, Jesus alternate. That's what I think he'll do there. So then you've got this kind of cluster of 6s here. I think he'll keep Jorginho another year because I actually think Jorginho's done well. Rice, I think, will be more doing what Xhaka did in this role, but I think he'll develop Smith Rowe there. And then you've got Odegaard and Vieira. I think Vieira needs this year to try and develop a little bit more, and we need to see a lot from Vieira. And then the back four is interesting because what you've got is how many players. Oh, it'd be nice for you, but there we go. It'd be nice. How many players have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 for 4 positions. Really want 8. That's a little. I don't know. Little light. Raw Walters maybe, Norton Cuffy could maybe take a place in the squad. But interestingly, this is why I think actually Caicedo and Tomiyasu might be the 2 right backs you see. And then you're going to have White, Saliba, Gehi, Gabriel, Kivior can cover at left back, and Zinchenko. Now, how do I think this therefore looks on the pitch? Thank you for bearing with me, everyone, while I'm sort of talking you through all this. If I just keep the starters in, let's bring out Smith Rowe, let's bring out Jorginho. I don't think Arteta's given up on Thomas Partey, even though his lack of form at the end of the season was slightly concerning. I think Partey will be a starting number 6. Tomiyasu, I'm going to just leave White for a second. Gehi, Gabriel, Kivior, Zinchenko, and we get rid of obviously all the other goalkeepers. Now, it's really important that there will be, unlike this season where I think we all knew what the first 11 was going to be, I don't think there's going to be one set first 11. I think week after week they're going to rotate more next season. The Champions League's coming up. I think we're going to see some games White start centre-back, some games Saliba, sometimes White a right-back, whatever it might be. I think they're going to alternate all the time. Kivior will come in, Partey, Jorginho will swap a lot, Rice might play a 6, might play a 8, whatever. I think they'll mix up loads next season. But what I do think we'll see is a shape more so where White, who was starting at right back, meant that we built with almost a back three. What I think we're going to see next season, and it's based on very little, is Ben White probably not starting as many games as he did this season, and actually Arsenal still getting into that front five shape. Why? Because he's done it ever since he arrived, Mikel Arteta. I don't think he's going to move away from it. They will keep getting forward. Let's move Martinelli to the left. Partey stays as the 6. Caicedo inverts alongside him, Zinchenko inverts alongside him, and you're going to have more of what Man City did in 2017-18 when they won the title with Walker and Delph inverting, and it will become a 2-3-5 rather than the box midfield we've seen this season.
I reckon you'd be around Mikel's for dinner. But because I listen to that and I think, wow, that is a pretty good way to go. I must be, I'm very impressed. I think that, as I said before, I do think we need a bit of solidity at the back because I think defensively we're conceding more goals. I think what you're offering there, I think certainly gives us a greater presence when we build up. I do think also that we need to freshen up front. I do think we become very predictable with Gabriel Jesus dropping in and teams are able to squeeze us higher. So I think what you'll see also, James, in this shape, you'll see Jesus out here, and if you could just move Saka in for me, he'll come more central, and I think his direct running, straight line running at the defence, because then I think teams will not be able to squeeze us. They'll sit deeper, and we can get. And Saka scored a brilliant goals this season. I think 1 or 2. I think Crystal Palace he scored one from a central area. So I think that could be the way we go. And also Jesus could even come out on the left hand side, and Gabriel Martinelli could come inside. I've long said on this Tactical Insight show all through the season that I see Martinelli and Saka. A bit like the way De Zerbi sees his wide players as going from out to in as being our 2 potential main goal scorers. Gabriel Jesus is not, I think, a massive goal scorer, but he does offer that option of being able to play out wide. But overall, this is what you've described there. I mean, if we end up with that, I'll be really happy.
I'll be over the moon if we end up with something like that squad that I've predicted.